Colleen Hoover.
Let's talk about Colleen Hoover.
Colleen Hoover!
Colleen Hoover is a genius.
She's my favorite author of all time.
Colleen Hoover books.
All the Colleen Hoover books you've read.
Colleen Hoover books. She is so worth the hype.
BookTok and BookTube's heartthrob of an author. But is Colleen Hoover worth the hype? I own 6 Colleen Hoover books, and today we're going to discuss them all. From her most popular books to her less talked about ones. This video is spoiler free. I got you. Let's start with Ugly Love.
Ugly Love is about Tate. She meets an airplane pilot named Miles. The only thing Tate and Miles have in common is mutual attraction. I'm just reading the back of the books. This video is spoiler free. They become friends with benefits for self-serving reasons. Miles sets 2 rules. Number 1, never ask about the past. Number 2, don't expect a future. They think they can handle it, but realize almost immediately that they can't handle it at all. Promises get broken and love gets ugly.
It's been a little while since I read it, but I don't believe that this is a good love story to look up to at all. I've seen a lot of people be like, this love story is so cute. And I'm like, did we read the same book? This is a book about healing, and it's so valid. I enjoyed the plot twist. I think this book is worth the hype, but I have an issue with how people are admiring the relationship in the book. Cheers. The latest book I read by Colleen Hoover is Maybe Someday.
Maybe Someday is about Sydney. Sydney's living the perfect life. Good student, steady job, lives with her BFF, loves her boyfriend, and her neighbor plays amazing music. But when she finds out her boyfriend is cheating on her, everything changes. The mysterious and attractive man behind the music, Ridge, gives Sydney hope that she can move on, and they begin to write songs together. But moving on is harder than she expects. This book is freaking crazy. So much other that happens. Read it.
I haven't looked into what anyone else thinks about this book because it won't change how I feel about it. I love this book. I love it so much. I was a little weary about the cover. I don't really like to read about music. I fell in love with the characters, okay? Through the ups and the downs, I love the ending of this book. In my opinion, it's a book that doesn't need a second book. And Colleen wrote a second one, and I read the back of the second book, and I was like, Colleen, what are we doing? Is this a comedy? Because I'm happy with where we ended, okay? Don't ruin it, Hoover. Anyways, I really recommend that one. It's great. It's time. I'm gonna show you the worst Colleen Hoover book I've ever read. All I can say is I'm sorry. Wait, before I tell you the worst one, this video is sponsored. Sponsored by Dossier. Dossier is an affordable perfume company that dupes designer scents. What does that mean, McCall? I'll tell you. Dossier takes designer scents and makes them more affordable. Hot girls save their money. My favorite right now is Floral Musk. Their perfume is aesthetic, long-lasting, and again, affordable. Go to Dossier.com to get yours. Thank you, Dossier. Back to the video. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. Okay, sit down for this one.
Hopeless. Sometimes discovering the truth can leave you more hopeless than believing the lies. That's what Skye realizes when she meets Dean, a guy with a bad reputation. The way he makes her feel sparks buried memories she wishes to leave buried. Dean fights to learn everything about her. Skye soon finds out that Dean isn't at all who he's been claiming to be. When the secrets he's been keeping are finally revealed, every facet of Skye's life will change forever.
I respect your opinion on this book. If you love it, that's okay. Respectfully, this book sucks. Okay, so sorry. The plot twist in this book, sorry, let me rephrase that. The plot twists in this book, it's too much. There's too much going on. This has to be one of her earlier books, and I could be so wrong, but wow, it's too much. And I feel like she has since learned that less is more a little bit. It's not even just that it's heavy, it's that like 10 million plot twists happen, and you're like, what is going on? I'm pretty sure this is a series, one that I will not be reading. I read the famous It Ends With Us.
It Ends With Us is about Lily. She hasn't always had an easy life, but you're gonna have to read the book to find out what that means. She grew up in Maine, graduated from college, and moved to Boston to start her own business. She falls in love with a neurosurgeon named Ryle.
His name is Riley. Oops.
Her life feels a little too good to be true all of a sudden. She becomes the exception to Ryle's no dating rule. She can't help but wonder what made him that way in the first place. As questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of her first love, Atlas. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened.
Everyone was talking about It Ends With Us. It was the first book I read by Colleen Hoover, and though I think it was a really good book, my expectations were just too high. I'm also a little bit let down from the book because everyone was like, this book is life-changing. And so I went in with that mindset, and it was cute. It was solid, but I wasn't like, oh my god. I think It Ends With Us is overhyped. She has written way better books, in my opinion. My friend Sydney is reading Verity right now, which woo, makes me so happy because guess what? Verity is my favorite Colleen Hoover book.
Verity is about Lowen, a struggling writer who's broke. Jeremy, husband of best-selling author Verity, hires Loan to complete the remaining books in his wife's successful series because of unexpected injuries. But Loan uncovers an unfinished autobiography that Verity never intended for anyone to read, including Verity's recollection of what really happened the day her daughter died. Loan keeps it secret, but as her feelings for Jeremy intensifies, she considers the benefits of telling him. No matter how devoted Jeremy is to his injured wife, a truth this horrifying would make it impossible for him to still love her.
It's mystery, it's thriller, it's suspense, and it's perfect for October. Hands down, my favorite Colleen Hoover book. It's not even a competition. I loved it. And I think that you should read it. If you read one book in this video, well, you've probably already read most of the books in this video, but if you haven't, read Verity. It was a page turner. I couldn't set this book down. I read it in the car. Then we have Slams. I haven't read this, but I will keep you updated when I do. Before I tell you if she's worth the hype in my overall opinion, make sure you follow me on Instagram because I rate every book I read and I do little book hauls on my Instagram story and it's super cute and aesthetic. Is Miss Hoover worth the hype? Is she worth it? Her books are easy to read, they're juicy. Not every one of her books is exceptional, but they're all good in their own way, except for Hopeless. That one sucks. I think she's a great author to get teens and young adults back into reading. I think a lot of people who love her are getting back into reading and then we all kind of graduate onto other authors. Nonetheless, when she releases a new book, I'm definitely gonna read it because I enjoy her. I would say she is worth the hype because so many people love her. There's a reason. Thank you for tuning into Is Colleen Hoover Worth the Hype? Is she worth it? Make sure you subscribe and comment down below. Have you read any of her books and is she worth the hype to you? Also give me a thumbs up or a comment if you want more book videos. Alright, see you soon with an all new video. Bye guys, deuces. Mwah.